So we were talking about the bangle sellers. Bangle sellers are people who are selling bangles, beautiful bangles. In this particular poem, the poetess Sarojini Naidu is talking about the symbolic representation of bangles which are synonymous to the different stages in a woman's life. Okay, so where the bangle sellers were bringing their bangles and selling? Where?
The temple fair.
Temple fair.
Temple fair. Can anyone, nobody asked this question to me yesterday also, and today also nobody is asking. Why temple fair? Why that particular location? Is there any particular reason?
Ma'am, because females usually wear.
Did you raise
Yeah,
your
sorry.
hand?
Sorry, ma'am.
Did you raise your hand? Yes, Aratrika?
Bangles are worn as a religious. They are worn during some ceremony, and during when you're at a god, you're wishing something like that. That is when bangles are normally worn, and not while at your home because you're working, so the bangles might get spoiled or broken.
I wear bangles in the house also. I am also wearing bangles. No, that is not the right thing. The right explanation is in a fair, any fair. Fair is a place you will attract a lot of customers, right? A lot of people will come and visit fairs, and especially the ladies, they go and worship. They are very devoted. During ancient India, they were very, very religious, and definitely they used to visit the temples on a regular basis to worship, right? And in front of the temple ground, if there is a fair, then definitely after completing their worship, they will definitely come, these girls, the ladies, the women, they will come and visit the fair, and that way these bangle sellers will be able to sell their bangles, right? That was the reason. Okay, so they,
Ma'am,
yeah.
ma'am, in the beginning you said one point where why has the poetess written the poem? What is the symbol? Like bangles represent something. Can you repeat that line?
I'm sorry, Rucha, I lost completely. Because
Ma'am,
I,
the first line you said something
yeah,
about.
okay, understood. The bangles, the poetess. Who is the poetess? Rohit?
Sarojini Naidu.
Name of the poet? Rucha, leave my class.
Sorry, ma'am.
Rohit? Name of the poet?
Sarojini Naidu.
Last time. Rohit, who
Yes,
wrote
ma'am.
this poem, darling?
Sarojini Naidu. Sarojini Naidu.
Sarojini Naidu. So answer. It's a simple
Yes,
question
ma'am,
I
I
asked,
said.
right? So Sarojini Naidu, yeah, you did. Thank you so much. Sarojini Naidu, in this particular poem, yesterday I think Anushka was literally whining and saying, I didn't understand, I didn't understand. Understand something. In this poem is very, very, it's full of symbolism, full of symbolism. So the bangles are symbolic of a woman's journey, the different phases in the lives of a woman. These are the bangles, the colors of each bangles are representing particular stages in a woman's life. Clear? Yes? Clear?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
of you? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
So similarly, so in the first stanza, we come to understand that the bangles are compared to the colors of rainbow, and the bangle sellers are shouting that who is going to buy these bangles. And from the second stanza, the different stages of a woman's life is depicted, is symbolized. The first stage which we understood was that of a young maiden, that of a young maiden, right? So what are the colors associated with that particular stage? Krishnan, would you like to try?
Blue and gray. Blue and
No,
gray.
no gray. No.
White.
One second. Silver and blue as the,
Mountain mist.
silver and blue as the mountain mist. Correct. right? So silver and blue as a mountain mist. Next, there was another color that was depicted, symbolized through baby flower.
Pink. Oh, sorry.
Bud.
Parnika,
Yes, ma'am.
answer.
Pink.
Baby pink, right? The buds, right? Some are flushed like the birds that dream. Why? What is the symbolism of a bird that is dreaming to that of a young maiden? Symbolism over here. Another symbolism. Uh, Aratrika, I'll take it ahead. Then we'll move a little bit faster. Okay, I have two more stanzas also to complete. So some are flushed. Over here, the buds are representing the young maidens who are not yet got married, who are still dreaming of marriage, but they are still maidens. They have not come to that marriageable age. They have, and they are very, very about to bloom. They are very, very fresh, right? So the young maidens are compared to the buds, and that dreaming of their lives once they get married, dreaming of meeting the love of their life, and spending their the rest of their life with the love of their life, with whom they are going to get married. Correct. Next, I think most of you are getting yes.
Ma'am, buds are not necessarily baby pink. Then how can you associate that color with?
So what color do you associate a bud with?
Ma'am, it
Flushed.
can be
Tell
red
me.
too.
See, it can be red too. Please understand that particular color, flushed. What happens when you start flushing? Panika, please pay attention.
Yeah,
Flushed, flushed. When your cheeks get flushed, what is the color that comes to your cheek? What is the
pinkish. Yeah, pinkish.
if you're very, very fair, then it becomes red, right?
Yeah.
So particularly buds are more or less babyish pink in color usually. So when we are talking about flushed, that particular term is being used, we are also relating it to the cheeks that get flushed, right? And what is the color?
Baby pink.
Yes.
Okay,
Got
thank you,
it?
ma'am.
And so,
Got it?
in the starting, as we had learned that every color is given to at different stage of a woman's life.
These are colors suggested by the bangle seller.
So over here, so the baby pink color show is for young maidens and like girls, right?
Girls, youthful maidens who have just entered puberty. That is how the relation is, the symbolism is being connected. Now, yes, Mannat. So on the tranquil brow of a woodland stream, I forgot to add off over here. So what does this mean? This is where you had a question, right, Krishnan?
No, ma'am, the next line.
This one you understood? Did you
Yeah.
understand this one? Can you explain then?
Yeah. It's like it's a calm. I wrote it. It's like in a forest.
Forget what you have written. Tell me what you have understood.
Ma'am, you gave us an example yesterday. Like close your eyes and you would see
You
a
are not going
stream.
to write close your eyes, right? You just give me your explanation in your own
Ma'am,
words.
I don't know how to give the explanation, but I understood what it means. A bud is there in the stream of a river,
So some are
and
flushed like the buds that dream on the tranquil brow of a woodland stream. So we are actually still talking about those buds, right? And now on the tranquil brow of a woodland stream, we are actually placing the buds in that location. Where do you find these buds? These buds are blooming at the edges, at the banks of the stream that is flowing inside a wood which is calm and serene. Clear? All of you clear? Next line. Some are aglow with the bloom that cleaves to the limpid glory of newborn leaves. These are the confusing lines for you all, right? So we talked about the mountain mist, silver and blue. We spoke about the buds that dream, the flushed buds that dream that are found growing at the river banks, at the banks of wood. Now, some are aglow. Some are aglow with the bloom that cleaves. Bloom means flowers. These are flowers that have just blossomed. Okay, and where so buds that some are aglow with the bloom that cleaves. Cleaves means you are separating something. Yeah, you're cutting something. So if there are two leaves like this, if you see these are the two leaves, and a particular flower is blooming and separating these two leaves, right? To the limpid glory of newborn leaves. Limpid means transparent. There is a translucent quality or a transparent quality that is attached to the newborn leaves. The leaves have just sprouted. They are still having some transparency to their texture. Okay, so the maidens are still getting compared in such way. They are compared to the mountain mist, they are compared to the buds that dream, they are also compared to the flowers that are blossoming amidst two newborn leaves. Clear?
Ma'am, I did not understand.
Which one you did not understand?
This line only which you just explained. I did not
Okay. Some are aglow. Aglow means glowing. They are bright. Okay. With the bloom. With the bloom is the some are aglow, so some are glowing. These flowers are bright and glowing, and they are. Don't distract me by writing now, please. Whosoever is doing. You don't have a rough book or a pen or anything, Manat? Nothing. Not even a piece of paper in the house. So, sorry. Some are aglow, glowing with the bloom, the flower. That particular flower will just blossom, okay? That cleaves, that are attached between two leaves that have also just sprouted. Okay, to the limpid glory of newborn leaves. Limpid, yesterday I said it means what? Clear. Clear. Transparent. So when you see a newborn leaf, a fresh leaf that just sprouted, it has a translucent, it has a transparent quality to it. All right. So what are the colors associated to the young maiden in this particular stanza? The colors of the bangles. Ronit, try, no? Just now I explained.
You are asking me, okay. So, ma'am, silver and blue like a mountain mist, then
Perfect.
baby pink.
Like baby pink. Like what?
So, a flower which is going to bloom.
Like the buds that dream. Right? Open your book, bacha. Read out. Then read. Don't look at me. Look at your content. Okay.
Yes,
Find out the answers and tell me. Okay. And what else? What other colors?
transparent, clear.
Clear, transparent. No, not clear, transparent. No. What is the color of a newborn leaf? Are the leaves color? What is it? Green.
Yeah, green, ma'am.
Clear this paragraph, Rucha? Yes. What happened?
Ma'am, I mean, over here in the second, like in the first line, in the previous one, there's a symbolism to the second line. to that. So here also, I mean, is there any meaning to the sentence "to the limpid glory of newborn leaves"?
Freshness of unmarried girls. Yesterday only I said. These are
Okay.
all freshness, the buds,
okay.
innocence, fresh. They are not yet married. I talked about chastity also,
Okay.
right? So all these are symbolism to the freshness, to the innocence of these young maidens, this youthful young maidens not yet married. Yashvesh, are you getting me? Respond. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, next stanza. Summer like fields of sunlit corn, meet for a bride on her bridal morn. So now we are coming to the next stage. So after, from being a young maiden, what is the next phase a woman enters? Yashvesh? What will be the logical next phase a woman will enter from a young maiden to a?
What, ma'am?
Can someone repeat the question?
What is
Yes,
the next stage women will enter after the young maiden?
Ma'am, she will get married.
Absolutely, brides. Beautiful. So in this particular stanza, the poet is talking about the colors of bangles which will be associated to young brides. Got it? So now comes the first comparison. Some are like fields of sunlit corn. So have you seen corn? Yes. Y'all eat corn also, right? So imagine acres and acres of land covered with corn, and the rays of the sun are falling on those. What is the color of corn? Yellow. Correct, yellow. So, and the rays of the sun is falling, is hitting that vast expanse of corn land, and the color that is coming is golden yellow. So some are like fields of sunlit corn. So some bangles in color, like over here it is very obvious that this is a simile. Some are like fields of sunlit corn, direct comparison that the colors of the golden yellow colors of the bangles of this bride is compared to the sunlit corn fields. Clear? And meet for a bride on her bridal morn. So there are a lot of, when you get married, there will be a lot of customs, and there will be a lot of fanfares, right? Morning you have to wear this, evening you have to wear this, that. So there are many things associated, many colors associated in that particular sequence of getting married. Clear? Just 1 second, Indra. Let me finish my explanation, then I will ask. So this particular golden yellow color bangles will be fit for a bride during the morning of the day she is going to get married. Morn over here stands for morning. This much clear? Yes, Indranil, please ask.
Actually, I was about to say that, but I by mistake raised my hand, so I don't have any doubt.
May I move on? Anukrishna, just keep a track of the time and let me know when it is 1:30. Okay? Some like the flame of her marriage fire, or rich with the hue of her heart's desire. Okay, first, figure of speech over here. Some like the flame of a marriage fire. Figure of speech is Drishya.
Simile.
Simile. Correct. So some bangles are like the flame of the marriage fire. Marriage fire, the color that it will give. What color? Associated to a marriage fire. It's a question.
Yellow.
Rohan, let the boys answer.
Yellow.
yellow, flame red, orangish, you know, there are many colors. You cannot particularly say that it is a yellow colored flame, right? So some like the flame of a marriage fire. I will talk about, I've not yet spoken about the symbolism. Or rich with the hue of her heart's desire. Hue, hearts, alliteration. Okay. So over here, let's go back. If you all are not interested in these pictures, can I read from the poem which was written earlier? The entire poem, then this one. Is this better,
Yeah,
or do you want the pictures?
ma'am,
Huh?
this is better.
Because I find the pictures pretty distracting now. Right? So some are like fields of sunlit corn, meet for a bride on her bridal morn. Over here, as I told you all, the significance, the symbol. Now, what is the symbolism of corn? Fields of corn to that of a woman who is getting married. Yes, Rucha? Just try. It is difficult.
Ma'am, over here, the sunlit corn, they represent the happiness and the joy. And because she will have a prosperous life ahead.
Very good. Nice, nice, nice. But at the same time, just to add on to what you have said, Rucha, when you have so much of crops, when you grow so much of crops, that means the soil is fertile. Over here, when we are also talking about, the poetess is also mentioning the fertility of these young brides who are about to get married. Fertility means that they are absolutely ready to have children, right? After marriage, you will have children, correct? So over here, the symbolism of sunlit corn, fields of sunlit corn is talking about Mother Nature has blessed the fields and there are so many crops of corn. Similarly, Mother Nature is going to bless these brides and make her fertile. Okay. Next is the flame of her marriage fire, or rich with the hue of her heart's desire. The flame red, reddish orange, bright color, very prominent colors. They are symbolic. They are symbolic to the passion, the love these brides are going through right now. They are so excited that now they are going to start a new phase in their lives, right? With their partner. Rohan, please pay attention. With their partner, correct? And rich with the hue of her heart's desire means her heart is also blossoming with love and excitement and passion for the
Ma'am,
yeah.
that's 131.
31.
Yeah.
Let me just finish this particular stanza. Okay, I don't want to leave it incomplete. Right? Is this much clear to you all? The colors associated: golden yellow.
Yes, ma'am.
Flame red. Tinkling, luminous, tender and clear, like her bridal laughter and bridal tear. Bridal laughter and bridal tear, very, very important. Very important. Two completely opposite thoughts placed side by side. Which figure of speech?
Oxymoron.
This is actually an antithesis. Okay, juxtaposition of two opposite ideas side by side. Just 1 second. And tinkling, luminous, tender and clear. Tinkling, figure of speech.
Onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia. Tinkling, tender is also alliteration. So there are so many simple figure of speech over here. So her heart is bubbling with love. Her heart is bubbling with anticipation, passion. Now, a bride on the day of her marriage, it is supposed to be her happiest day, right? Because she is entering and she is going to start a new journey holding hands with the person whom she is going to love, and she is going to start a new phase in her life. She's so happy. It is such a joyous day. But at the same time, there is sorrow also. Why? Any girl would like to answer? Why
Ma'am,
will
may I
there?
answer?
May I is?
Anushka.
Okay, I did ask you today, na? Okay, otherwise
No,
you
ma'am.
start crying. Ask. Answer.
Yeah, ma'am, there is sorrow because she's leaving her parents whom she's lived with throughout her life, and she's moving into somebody else's house, though it is someone she loves. But
But not always, not always.
yeah,
Anushka, during that time, love marriage was not so popular. Mostly it was arranged marriage. We are talking about a time when India was not independent. But still, there is a lot of hope, there's a lot of desire, there's a lot of passion, there's a lot of anxiousness for this particular bride who is at one end very happy to start this new phase in life. At the other end, she's equally sorrowful because she's leaving her family where she spent, where she was born, brought up. So, well, her parents, probably her brothers, sisters, everyone, she's going to leave them behind. So there will be a bridal laughter and bridal tears, but together. Okay, so I think it is 1:35, and if I don't stop now, then there will be a few.
ma'am, I have a doubt.
Those who have doubt will stay back, and there's still 1 minute before the class comes to an end, so nobody leaves. Is that clear?
Ma'am,
1 second, 1 second. Doubt clearing bachches, stay back. Those who don't want to stay back, who are in a hurry to leave, anything y'all want to ask? Aiden, how are you enjoying this poem? Because I find you looking completely in some other direction. Do you have a book with you? Aiden, I would like you to stay back after class. I want to talk to you. You will not leave my class. Okay? I will talk to you. Anyone else? So those who have doubts, stay back. And Aiden, you are compelled to stay back. Rest, bye. Ronit, you want to stay back?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you,
Bye.
ma'am.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Bye. Have a good day.
Ma'am,
Yes,
I
Krishna.
have a doubt.
Yes,
Ma'am,
please.
in the last two lines, in the third stanza, what color does it show?
What?
Color does it show, ma'am?
The colors are two over here. In this particular stanza, the colors are two. One is golden yellow of fields are like sunlit corn, and the other is the flame of
Yeah,
her marriage.
orange and red.
And there are no other colors. But the significance of these two colors are mentioned, especially the flame red colors of a marriage fire. It is a continuation. Or rich with the hue of her heart's desire, heart, red, blood, right? Passion, love, all are symbolism to the color red. Correct?
Yeah.
Understood?
Yes, thank you.
Tinkling,
Ma'am.
luminous, tender and clear. So we are tinkling means that tinkling sound you get when you click the bangles together, right? That is so. Ritika wants to join back. Darlings, you all have another lecture, right, after this?
Yes,
So hurry up
ma'am.
with the doubts. Hurry up with
Ma'am,
the
I didn't understand the hue line. There was this line filled with the heart desire hue.
A rich, some like the flame of her marriage fire, the flame red is significance. Hue means the colors of her heart's desire. What is there lying in the heart the day you get married? Love, anticipation, passion for your would-be, right? So that is this particular line is talking about all these emotions this bride is going through.